Hello and welcome back to another episode of Kerbal Space Program with me, Matthias Weiss. I know it has been a few months since my last release, but I was pretty busy with writing my master's thesis in mechanical engineering. I'm still doing that at the moment, but I found a day where with a few hours of free time, so I decided to actually do something I was requested by some of my viewers. Thank you for that. Thank you for sending me a message. It's always appreciated. I got asked to show you how I managed to launch with Mechjeb into orbit for a rendezvous properly. I did it a way back, but yeah, was kind of fail. And now we have version 0.21, and we have also Mechjeb 2.09, I think. And yeah, and as a save file, my old save file was not working anymore with version 0.2. I lost my space station, so this is a perfect opportunity for me to rebuild my space station. The main station core is already in orbit, and today I will launch this battery module. You can see it right there because I'm using one of the newest mods I found. It's a procedural fairings mod. I actually don't know who made this. I will look it up and write it into the description, of course. But yeah, what it basically does, it gives you custom fairings which are generated automatically, and you can either use a conic shape or kind of an egg shape like this, and it is absolutely fantastic. I love fairings. And those things, contrary to most other fairings, these have one really cool feature. They have invisible struts holding them together so they don't wobble apart. And in the newest version, there's also a module which has where you can create not only fairings but fuselages. So you can, if you have something in the middle of your rocket which you want to hide, you can do that, and it also acts as structure, so it keeps your whole rocket from wobbling. It's absolutely amazing. I did that with my main station core. Nevertheless, what you have to do, basic steps with Mechjeb 209er to perform an rendezvous in orbit, or launch to rendezvous in orbit. As with the old version, what you have to do is select your orbit. My orbit altitude is 200 kilometers. That's where my space station will be, or where my core already is. And set up your Ascent path as you like it and as you will use it later. This one is 70% turn shape, 70 kilometers turn and altitude, and the start altitude at 12 kilometers. I use 12 kilometers because that's exactly the time where these outer main rockets are burned out, and so the turn starts immediately after they burn out, so we don't have the problem that these things collide with the main rocket, or shouldn't have the problem. Once you selected that, you have everything set up like you want it. For this especially, I need to stop at stage number 2. Otherwise, it wants to separate a formerly full fuel tank. I don't know why it does it, but yeah. So stop at the stage you want to stop. I use corrective steering, auto stage, and preventing overheats. Although this rocket design is pretty good and doesn't overheat. Once you've done that, you launch a normal launch into space. Let it fly fully on autopilot, and once you are in orbit, once the autopilot has finished circularizing, click escape and revert flight to launch, because Mechjeb will save the launch phase angle. This is the 18.24324 degrees. That is basically the angle under which your target must be at launch, so you end up on a perfect rendezvous after circularizing your orbit. So without these numbers, the function does not work. So one normal launch, and after that you just can revert to launch and set everything up. Do not change any of the ascent paths or any other orbital altitude, because if you do that, your launch phase angle would be not the same as now. So you engage your autopilot if everything is set up, and then click Launch to Rendezvous, and yeah, Mechjeb will automatically time accelerate until the launch window is there, which is in 200 seconds. And I don't know if it will launch automatically. It had some problems with that. No, it won't. It won't. That's a problem. It should launch automatically, but I don't know why it doesn't do that. So now we have to wait a full circularization. So basically, at t-1 or t-2 seconds, just hit the spacebar once to launch your spacecraft. So we lost the full cycle. It's no problem. We have a battery pack, and everything should be fine. So once the now we hit launch. And the rest is basically autopilot. We have all these windows here open with vessel information, surface information, but actually we don't really need them right now. So we can close everything. I will leave the vessel information to give us some data and talk a little bit about the spacecraft. Can deactivate utilities. Yep. And we keep the delta V stats. So the launch profile of this rocket is pretty standard. For the first 12 kilometers we will go straight up, and after that Mechjeb will automatically detach the outer shell, because those outer rockets burn out first. They have fuel lines and feed to the next ring, and the next ring feeds to the center rocket. So as you see, we only use fuel from our outer engines at the moment. With these dual setup, I have these cross fuel lines here already, but it still does not really work as it should. So we have here more fuel than here. That's why we start get this little rotation, but it's okay because it's the same in every stack. And with these cross-feed, all engines are still functional until everything burns out. So we're still symmetric. But it's a little bit off-center, so we get a little bit of rotation here. But it's nothing Mechjeb can't handle. So we are at 8 kilometers. Almost down to the last tank. There we go, last tank, and should be about to ditch these outer shell just before we reach the point, or just as we reach the point of gravity turn. Okay, Now we detach. That was close, but yeah, no collision here. And Mechjeb starts the rotation to 90 degrees. If we take a moment to look at the map, then you can see that this is the position of our main hub at the moment, and that's our current position, yeah, here. And we have to gain very much speed to catch up, and it looks a little bit strange, but it should work. Normally it should work. We will see. In 18 degrees is really a short window. So our target is already almost already above us. Yeah, that's where it is. Or isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Gravity turn is almost complete. So what we are now burning basically straight forward to the horizon to get oh my god, look at these beautiful new mountains. I really love the new height map of the new mountains, etc. So gravity turn is completed. We are at our last tank on this stage. And the stage is burned out, and yeah, there goes the shell. All those parts are dropped on a suborbital velocity, so we don't have anything littering up space. Can now extend our solar panels. I mean, we have enough battery power because this is a pack, it's just batteries for our space station to survive the long cold nights. They are actually not really long here. It's a bigger problem on the lunar bases, not orbital bases, but on the surface. There you got a real problem with having to have lots of batteries to keep your lights on, or you have to rely on radioactive thermonuclear thingies. I don't know how they are called. Okay, there's the main hub, and yeah, we are 5.7 kilometers away. It could be better, but we are at least here. So what we can do now is we can ditch the next stage. Oh, no, we don't want to control this stage. We want to control this stage. We have one small fuel tank and yeah, lots of RCS resources. We are still a little bit far off, so what we could do now is first of all we make a quick save. Yeah, and now we can use the rendezvouz autopilot to get us a little closer. I could do this, of course, manual, but the new rendezvouz autopilot actually works pretty good. So a closest approach at the moment is 5 kilometers, 252 meters. We set it now to 50 meters, and Mechjeb will do all the burns needed. To get close. I hope we will have sunlight soon. Yeah, there's the sunrise. Wonderful. We because I forgot to put any lights when I changed this the spacecraft from manned spacecraft to actually a remote controlled RC guidance unit. And yeah, there's our space station module. We have the closest approach at... Yeah, actually we are on a collision course, but Mechjeb will of course help us to avoid that. Just change the target to our actual docking target. And last burn will be in 10 seconds. Very tiny burn just to kill off our... So, from now on we can use the target mode of Smart-Ass and just use minus parallel, which will keep us... Okay, let's target that. Which should bring us into a good position. So, what we have to do now is use RCS. We have plenty of RCS modules here. Let's push us. We want to dock on this side. Let's push us a little bit back first. This should be enough. Okay. Okay, this is actually... Hello? Give me control without wobble. Ah, yeah, that's better. Really should have put some lights on this thing. It's a really dumb idea to go without. Without any lights here. I have, of course, the docking Roamfaras, or no, I think Roamfaras, it's a laser docking cam. But yeah, do not use it here. Made a slight mistake, so I had to do a reload here. So now we try to get back on our docking course. It's so much easier with the docking cam. But I want to do this manually. It has been a long time since I have done this, so I hope it's not too bad this time. Docking always takes time. If you want to do it right, you have to be patient. Well, a little fast here, so let's try and do this very, very careful. This thing we have here on top is pretty heavy. Less corrections. Come on. This is looking better. Okay, we aligned on this. All we have to do now is align this side too. And wobble, wobble, wobble. And we have a lock. Yeah, it was not the best docking I ever made, but at least I didn't kick my station out of orbit, so I'm pretty glad about that. Set control from here and decouple the node. Activate the RCS. And all we have to do now is point retrograde, give a full burn, and let this thing, it's unmanned so it doesn't have a parachute, will just burn in the atmosphere and then splash hopefully into an ocean. Yeah, it's looking good. We can cut the power here, just accelerate. Maximum time warp. Really should have put a parachute on here to recover it. There goes the solar panel. The energy is used up, so we don't have any torque to keep us straight. And splash down. Yeah, that's basically all. That's the basics, how you perform a rendezvous from launch to orbit, and I will continue, of course, building my space station. I will show you more footage of that later. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Send me a private message. I cannot guarantee to answer directly, but be sure you will get an answer. Thank you for watching. My name is A.S.S, and have a nice day.